Hi everybody, it's so nice to be back. My goodness me, what, some 2 weeks, nearly 3 weeks since I've seen some of you. Happy New Year. I could say, are you all back on plan? Have you stuck to it over Christmas? Let's get back to it. There are so many emails that I'm getting, and I'm sure you're getting, about New Year, New You. What a load of baloney. What a load of claptrap. I mean, that might really surprise you that I'm saying that. Oh, I should explain. I'm sat here in my coat and gloves, and I'm absolutely friggin' freezing because our heating's gone. I'm waiting for an engineer to come tomorrow. If you're wondering why on earth I'm sat here with gloves on and everything, just to explain that point. It's not because I'm hypersensitive to the snow outside and I'm not completely crazy. Back to the absolute baloney about all the ridiculous emails that we're getting at the moment, as if we are not feeling ashamed enough, which I think is ridiculous too, by the way. The number of messages that I've been getting from, as I've been reaching out to you guys, about how people feel like they've eaten too much. They're feeling as is natural. Everybody eats too much over the festive period. Let me just say that right from the get-go. I've eaten too much. I've drank too many very nice cocktails, far too much very lovely wine that my husband buys in. That's okay. I just want to say that. It's okay to sometimes loosen the I wouldn't say loosen the buttons on your trousers, and to loosen the belt, and to just loosen your rules a bit. It's okay to do that. It's all right. Don't feel like you have to be 100% rigid to your rules all the time. God, how boring would life be if you were like that, if you were 100% rigid to your rules all the time. I don't want to live a life like that. Do you? I certainly don't. I want to be able to have that flex and to be able to sometimes relax my rules. And it's okay for you to do that. I just want to say that. It's okay. It's all right. It's part of the enjoyment in life, is to be able to enjoy food sometimes. I do it, and there are consequences to doing that, obviously, if you do that day after day, week after week. And those are consequences that I'm gonna probably have to face now. I've not stepped on the scales yet. Some of you guys today have, and some of you guys have been sending me weigh-ins. Bravo you. I haven't done it yet, so you're ahead of me yet. And I don't, not because I have any shame around that, because I certainly don't, but because I know that it'll have naturally gone up, and I'm not going to castigate myself or shame myself. Not that there is any shame there, but I'm not going to feel that sense of, oh God, around what choices I've made over Christmas and New Year. But I know that just by getting back onto my normal way of eating, it's going to go, and that's great. It'll just go. And so I will weigh in on Saturday, but I'm not going to weigh in today on my first day back of eating normally again to see that rise, whatever that rise is. I'm just going to eat normally, and it'll go. So that's why I don't weigh in straight away. Why would I see that not that I hope it's not a massive gain, but why would I do that to myself, is my way of thinking. So New Year, New You, absolute load of baloney, in my opinion, which may really surprise you. I think that it is designed to make us feel shame and guilt, and to tap into that, to make us feel really bad about ourselves. And that might motivate you for a little while, but it doesn't really work, in my opinion. It might work for a little while as a negative motivator, but it won't sustain you in your weight loss attempts. I think enough of that is my feeling. I think we need to come at this from a completely different angle. And so I'm not going to say new year, new you. I'm going to say it's okay. It's okay to have overeaten this Christmas. We're people who struggle with food and eating. I'm certainly not going to shame myself or any of you guys with any of this new year, new you ridiculousness. All we have done is unsettled our blood sugars by choosing to eat a little bit more, and that's why we're struggling a bit. We've unsettled our ghrelin and leptin, our hunger hormones, and we've unsettled our gut biome by the choices we've made. That's okay. Me too. And we've just got to, what matters now is what we do next. And that's all that matters. What I'd like to invite you to do, however, is just to look at this a little bit differently. So I heard a really lovely analogy in one of the meditations that I did in the Insight Timer app, which I absolutely loved, and it really resonated with me. This is not woo-woo in the slightest, by the way, before you start thinking, oh God. It was, imagine, and I think this is, I hope I'm not the only person who's done this, imagine that you have gone out for a drive and then you come back in and then you need to pop out again somewhere in the car, and you go back to where you've left where you put your car keys, and they're not there. How many people have done this? I do this all the time. We've got, I should have brought it in to show you, we've got a Faraday pouch which protects, we've got one of those blipper keys, and it protects someone from stealing the car, from being able to blip it from the outside without your keys. And so what we're meant to do is put the car keys back into the Faraday pouch, which we keep somewhere away from the front door, rather than put them in a little, what do you call them, bowl by the front door, which I think most people do. We don't do that. Or at least we're not meant to do that. And so what I have done on many occasions is I go out with the car keys and then come back in, and I don't put it back in the Faraday pouch. And the number of times I then go back out again, or Bruce needs to go back out, and the car keys are not back in the Faraday pouch because of me, because I just forget to put it back in the Faraday pouch. And the number of times this happens, and I race around desperately trying to find what I've done with these car keys, and I'm trying to find them, and I'm like, for God's sake, how many times have you done this? Saying to myself, not Bruce isn't saying this to me, I'm saying it to myself. For God's sake, woman, where have you put them? Did you put them back in your in your coat pocket? Have you put them in your handbag? If they're not in there, did you go out wearing your jeans? Are they in your jeans pocket? Where are they? You're so stupid. Why can't you just put them back? Why can't you remember to do it? Why can't you remember to put them back in the Faraday pouch? Why is this so hard for you? You're so stupid. Why can't you do it? What is the matter with your brain? Why is this so difficult for you? Bruce remembers to do it. Bruce always remembers to put it back in the Faraday pouch. But your brain, what is wrong with your brain? Why can't you remember to do it? And the things I say to myself as I'm racing around trying to find these bloody keys, are they in my handbag? No. Just castigating myself again and again and again. I do it all the time. And this woman was talking in this meditation that we were doing about how she does exactly the same thing, and the nasty things she says to herself while she's trying to find her car keys. And then she said, stop. Now imagine that your friend had told you that she does exactly the same thing, that she loses her keys. What would you do if she was telling you this? If she said, I've lost my keys, what would you say to her? And I lay there listening to this meditation, and I thought I would just say, okay, let me help you find them. And she said, what you would say to her is, you would say, let me help you find them. And you'd probably give her a bit of a hug, wouldn't you? And say, oh, because she was getting a bit stressed, which is exactly what I would do. And I thought, why don't I do that to myself? Why do I speak so badly to myself? Why am I so horrible to myself? And it's exactly the same when we are going at ourselves because of how we've chosen to overeat and drink, the choices we think we've made over Christmas. The messages I'm getting from you guys at the moment are not 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 dreadfully negative, but they're edged with this slight shame and, oh, me bad. And even my husband's done it, this sort of he weighed himself this morning, and he sort of had this oh dear sort of edge to his that there was definite sort of shame and embarrassment in how much he's gained over Christmas. That same sort of feeling of well, there's no other word for it. There's a shame around it all, about the choices that we make, and it's really sad that we do that to ourselves. And how about we look at it from the angle of what would we do if we were to treat ourselves like we would treat a friend? How about thinking about what's going on for ourselves at the moment? What have we got going on in our lives that are making us choose to have that extra food and drink? And even if we've got nothing going on in our lives that's stressful at the moment, that it's okay. It's all right to choose to have a little bit more at a time when the whole country is socializing, that we've got this cultural situation in our society where we are bombarded with messages around eating more and drinking more. We've all met up, no doubt, on multiple occasions with a lot of friends and a lot of family where there is a vast amount of food and drink around. We've gone to lots of work parties and social events where there's lots of food and drink. And if you've managed to make some lesser choices where you've by that I mean where you've chosen to eat a little less, but still more than when you've been on plan, bravo! So you've put on maybe a couple of pounds, but you haven't put on half a stone. Well, hey, that's bloody brilliant. So you've not lost, but you've only put on a couple of pounds, whereas I won't tell you how much others have gained, but others might have gained way more than that. Most people put on, when they're not trying to lose weight, an awful lot of weight over Christmas because of the choices that they make. That's okay too, because they may go back to running now. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's try and just be kind to yourselves. We all need to be just kinder to ourselves, as if it's our best friend, or if it was our daughter or our son or our mum that was coming to us saying these things to ourselves. We'll say that to ourselves. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So just go gently, peeps. Just go gently, look after yourselves, and it's what happens next that really, really matters. Don't worry, just don't worry. You'll never have any judgment from me. You really won't. Okay.